anyone ever seen a movie where you felt like you were watching the story of your life? Yeah, some people are nodding their heads. Well, a few years ago, I rented the movie The Hotel New Hampshire. Rob Lowe, Jodie Foster, Beau Bridges. A great cast, but a really odd movie. Has anyone seen it? A couple of hands. Well, The Hotel New Hampshire got me thinking about my parents, my 5 brothers and sisters, and the strange twists and turns that have been our life together. The Hotel New Hampshire is about a story of a large, quirky family. No big deal there. But here's what caught my attention. It's about a large, quirky family that owns and operates a hotel, just like mine. Okay, technically, we didn't own a hotel. It was a motel, the 4 Acres Motel, located on Route 2 in Williamstown, Massachusetts. Route 2 is the main route from Albany, New York to Boston, Massachusetts. Williamstown is surrounded by the scenic Berkshire Mountains. The motel offered family hospitality in a charming New England setting. Okay. The 4 Acres eventually became a hotel, at least in my heart. We had offered all the services of a greater hotel, and then some. But let's make no mistake. I wasn't born into a hotel dynasty. I was dumped there. I am by no means any Paris Hilton. I grew up in Spring Lake, New Jersey, a middle-class Irish family, 60 miles south of New York City, right on the beautiful Jersey Shore. Yes, it is a beautiful Jersey Shore. My parents, Frank and Betty, were teachers. Until one day, my dad comes home to a noisy living room. Ann, turn off that blasted TV. Where's your mother? Goes into the kitchen. Betty, I've had it with these lazy kids. They got to get off the couch and get to work. That's all he said before he stomped off to his room, to his favorite chair, where us kids really should not disturb him. A few weeks later, Dad comes home from work. Us kids were now roughhousing in the living room. But this time, he was all smiles. Something had changed. It was a big night. As we sat down to dinner that night, to my mom's famous corned beef and cabbage, we knew it was an event. And Dad made the announcement. Betty, kids, start packing. I just bought a hotel. A hotel? I was 14 years old and about to embark on my first career. A chambermaid? Dad was convinced we were going to love Williamstown. Skiing, shopping, hiking. And the hotel was big, really big. 30 rooms. 30 rooms? That was my dad. Long on dreams, short on practicality. And a 30-room hotel? Well, that was more than we knew what to do with. It was a good day when I would make my bed. Well, that was the spring. We packed up the family Suburban, and we were ready to leave the Jersey Shore, our beautiful home at the Jersey Shore, to the mysterious mountains of the Berkshires, some 250 miles away. Well, it was a long journey. You know, kids were roughhousing in the car, falling asleep. And then I was startled awake to hear my dad say, "Home jigger jigger, home jigger jigger, here it is." I'm 14. I'm jumping out the window, looking to see what's going on. And I see this big old sign, an old white painted chip sign, 4 Acres Motel. I see a building. It's L-shaped. It has brick and kind of old, kind of New England looking. You know, shutters more horizontal than they were vertical. The driveway, the parking lot, it was like potholes and grass growing out of all the cracks. And then there was something over to the right. Oh my goodness, it's a house. It was a far cry from the home that we just left in Spring Lake. Talk about panic. My dad promised us it was a slightly worn palace. No, it was a dump. It didn't need TLC. It needed TNT. There was a mess everywhere. So we got settled out of the car, and I ran over to the hotel office. I walked into the lobby. There were piles of papers, stacks of supplies, and not a single clue to help us figure out how to manage the place. But this was our new job. Have you ever been promised a job where it was paradise and you walked in and saw a similar situation? Lord. We were going through the spring, and then through the summer, and it was fall, and my 5 siblings were off. My brother Mark returned to his career at Juilliard. My sisters, Mary, Catherine, and Elizabeth, went back to college. My little brother Gerard was in grade school. And my dad, well, his favorite chair was in his room, so he stomped off there. So that left my mom and me to roll up our sleeves and get to work. Well, by fall, I had gone from a chambermaid to a hotel manager. It was official. As my mom and I dug through what was supposed to be our family livelihood, we uncovered a basic truth that has guided my life ever since. Things don't clutter, we clutter. And when you understand why, you can make simple changes to improve the quality of your life at work and at home. Today, we're buried under mountains of stuff. Paperwork, paperclips, emails, voicemail, trade journals, trash. You name it, it's piling up around us everywhere, choking our ability to think creatively, preventing us from being as productive as possible. Is it any wonder that we often feel that we're just one piece of paper away from disaster? You gotta wonder, what's going on here? Today, the average executive spends 6 weeks per year retrieving misplaced information. 6 weeks! That's a full hour every day. Lack of organizations is costing companies billions of dollars every year. But I ask you, what about the human cost? Lack of organizations affects each of us personally. It hampers our job performance. It robs us of our confidence. It prevents us from spending valuable time with our family and our friends. It doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to feel like our offices are a battlefield where every day we're dodging bullets. I eventually left the family hotel and went to corporate America. On my way to becoming a productivity consultant, I've learned a thing or two about getting organized. When I speak to audiences and train in corporations, I teach people the simple strategies I learned in the hotel business to help you answer the most important question you'll ever ask. What's going on here?